Erin from wellplated.com, and today you are going to learn to make ultra juicy air fryer pork chops. This is going to change the way that you cook your pork chops. They are lightly crispy outside, melt in your mouth inside, plus I'm going to show you the best pork rub to give them incredible, bold, sassy flavor. This is my best pork seasoning mix. The air fryer makes cooking pork chops super quick and easy. This recipe's gonna fly by. Let's get started. First things first, grab some paper towels and pat your pork chops nice and dry on both sides. Getting the outsides dry is key to making sure the seasoning adheres and that the outsides of the bone-in pork chops get nice and crisp. Drizzle them generously with olive oil and then rub it all over the outside. I like to make air fryer bone-in pork chops because they turn out the juiciest. You can do boneless if you prefer, but just make sure that they are thick. Rinse off your hands. Time for our best pork seasoning rub. Chili powder. This is a great base whenever you're seasoning meat. Smoked paprika. This is one of my go-tos. It adds that rich smokiness you can't get from anything else. Dry mustard. I know it seems a little unusual, but it gives the seasoning some zip. Cumin, a classic. Black pepper, gotta have it. Salt, wouldn't be a seasoning without it. Coriander for a little more backbone, and then cayenne. Gotta check to make sure everybody's awake and give this seasoning a little bit of a kick. Feel free to add more if you like your pork really spicy. Sprinkle it generously all over both sides of your pork chops before you put them in the air fryer. This pork seasoning yield is enough to very generously season 2 chops. If you cook pork a lot, feel free to increase it. It's great with other cuts of pork as well. Really get it on there. The seasoning is going to form a wonderful crust. I'm making the air fryer pork chops without breading. Preheat your air fryer to 375 degrees. Squeeze your pork chops into the air fryer in a single layer. It's okay if they lightly touch, but you don't want them overlapping or they won't crisp properly. Put them into the air fryer and start cooking them for 5 minutes. How easy is that? Come back, pull them out, and flip your pork chops over. We're going to continue cooking them to 4 to 7 additional minutes. The exact amount of time will vary based on your air fryer model and how thick your pork chops happen to be. The best way to know if they are done is to use an instant read thermometer. This tool is indispensable. Pork is done at 145 degrees, but I like to remove it a few degrees early just to make sure that it doesn't overcook. The carryover time will finish the rest. From here, and this step is mandatory, as much as these smell fantastic and I am dying to dig in, we must let the pork rest. This is so important to make sure that your pork chops are not dry. Letting the meat rest will allow all of the juices to reincorporate. Cover it with foil and walk away. My air fryer pork chops have been resting for about 10 minutes and I am getting some really delicious smoky smells from all of the incredible seasonings that we have in our rub. So now I can't stand it any longer. It's time to dig in. So I'm gonna uncover it. Look at the color on these beauties. Time to plate them up. I am doing air fryer bone-in pork chops because I find that they stay a little more juicy, but this method works really well for air fryer pork chops without bone, so boneless chops, if that is what you prefer. Oh, I love the bones for the presentation too though. Plus they're so inexpensive. These chops are plenty flavorful on their own, but some of my favorite things to serve with pork chops are barbecue sauce, of course. This is my easy homemade chipotle barbecue sauce. I will link to it in the recipe notes for you. And then another really classic and delicious pairing with pork is applesauce. I love to make applesauce in the crock pot. You can find that recipe below as well. But of course, your favorite store-bought version of either of those is A-OK, especially since this recipe is so easy. All right, girl's best friend, let's do it. I can tell that the outside has a little bit of crispness to it from the rub, and the juices are just running out of here. It is so tender. All right, I think I'm gonna keep it classic and go for the barbecue. If you don't think you like pork chops, you have got to give these air fryer pork chops a try. The meat is absolutely succulent. There's a little bit of kick from that rub. This recipe will be one of your go-tos for weeknight dinners and for entertaining too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.